Hi, it's Phil here. In this video we're going to be looking at filterable lists in Edge, both from the administrator's point of view and the teacher's. From the administrator's log on, we can go to the enrolments menu, and then towards the bottom we have student lists, and we'll give that a click. Once we're in there, the top of this group we can see the filterable lists link. We'll give that a click, and that takes us to the main list. The top part of that screen, we have the filter where we can choose the group or groups of students we'd like to show in our list. Let's choose a particular room of students. Click in there, choose the room we want, and it pops up for our reference. We can add another room or any other combination that you can see on the list there. We can also choose one or other of the genders or both together, and then further down again by default we can have just the enrolled students, or we can choose leavers or pre-enrolls. Zoning is another choice below that. Further down the screen we have the range of fields that are available for our filterable lists. We can tick all, and that'll give us absolutely every field that's available, and that's usually for putting into a CSV, opening an Excel and checking. But more usually we would go through each of these little areas and choose the fields we wanted. So I'm going to choose date of birth, I'm going to have their age, and I'm going to open up additional information, and in there I'm going to choose the date they started here, as in their current school, their estimated time at school. If I go further down I've got ethnicity, so I'm just going to tick the ethnicity choices, but there are two other options in there. And further down, if I wanted to, I could choose something or others items from general details, leaving details if they had left the school, caregiver details, and then lastly extra MOE details. Once I've ticked the fields that I like in my filterable list, I scroll down a little bit further and I have three ways to output. Export details creates a CSV file which will open in Excel. To the right of that, display for just putting on the screen, possibly just for a quick reference to the data. Could be printed from there though with a right click, or more often print to PDF, and I'll give that a click. Now depending on your browser, this will either end up, as you can see here down the bottom left, I'm using Chrome, and that can be opened from there, or I can use the options slightly to the right of that, go to the downloads folder if I just wanted to get the file and add it to an email. Or with Internet Explorer and other browsers, you'll get a pop-up saying do you want to open or save it. So I'm going to open this. It'll open a new tab in Chrome, and there is my data that I've chosen to display. From here I can of course go right click and print it, and it is already saved, so that unless you wanted to save a copy of the file somewhere else, you don't need to use that. Just the printing option is a good one to have. For more information on this, you can go to our help files, and if you're back into Edge, up at the top right hand side I can click help, and it'll open up our knowledge base and take you to the page you're on. In this case we're on filterable lists, and this here is all you need to know about using the filterable list functionality. And of course down the left you've got access to all other parts of the help that's available in Edge. Now from the teacher's point of view, teachers by default have a row of buttons along the top and a series of widgets that they're using to look after their class and their data. On the right hand side we have the classes button, which we'll give a click, and that takes us to this area here where we have a filterable list tab button. And once we click on that, it's very similar to what we saw in the administrator's view. The difference is that it's choosing the class that the teacher's attached to rather than giving them the full filter. So again, I can go through and tick the items I want to have on my list, just as we did in the administrative view, scroll down and export it, display it, or print it to PDF. Teachers may want to add extra blank columns if they're using their own and adding their own information to the list, and they can add a number into here, and if it's going to be quite wide, tick print landscape and it'll roll it over for you.